This is Blues View. Coming up, analysis of Birmingham City's end-of-season run-in. Hello and welcome to Blues View. I'm Paul Bradley and I'm joined in our Port Dunlop studios by Birmingham City correspondent Colin Tatton. Hi Colin.
Hello.
Well, we're going to talk about Birmingham City's end-of-season run-in, but first of all, looking back to that draw at the weekend, good points for Blues or not?
I think because of the way the game panned out and the circumstances it was in the end, 1-1 and then Craig Gardner gets sent off, everything changes. I think Blues would have gone on to win it because Wolves, for me, were pretty poor and bereft of confidence. But when you're 10 men for 61 minutes, I think the important thing was not to get beaten, because if had Wolves closed the gap by a further 3 points, the nerves start jangling. So the onus was on Wolves for me after the sending off, and so that's why in the end, with the margin that they have got on Wolves and the other teams at the bottom, it was a decent result in the end for Blues.
And just your thoughts on that sending off as well, because it's divided people a bit, especially on the diving issue around Craig Gardner. And also tell us just how much Blues are going to miss Craig Gardner when he misses those two games.
I think first the incident, probably the referee Kevin Friend, he booked both Gardner and Jamie O'Hara for a bit of handbags initially, so Craig Gardner was on a yellow card, and he did go to ground, he did dive, there's no two ways about it. Now I know perhaps Alex McLeish was being a bit generous, saying he was looking to get out of the way because he'd been clogged a few times, which he had, and there were some bad tackles that were flying in, but I think Craig knows himself, he's an honest lad, he did go down too easily, and maybe he probably was expecting the tackle to come in, but it didn't. And sometimes referees give them as dives, sometimes they don't, and on this occasion it's just one of those instances that he did, so Birmingham had to make do and deal with it. And you say there, Craig has been a very influential player, 9 goals, he's got that drive and strength from central midfield, and he knows where the back of the net is, so he will be a miss for them in the next 2 games for which he's suspended.
And now looking ahead to some of the players who you'd be expecting to step up to the mark and dig Birmingham City out of trouble. One that comes to mind straight away, strangely, is Larson and the way he's really pitched in. And then there's others who don't really seem to be interested, like some maybe David Bentley.
Sebastian Larson over the last few weeks has been superb. His work rate has been prodigious. He's worked the line up and down, and he's dead ball deliveries. And he's also scored goals, obviously 2 of them fairly fortuitous, but he's followed things in. He's not let anything rest. And I think he's been a shining example to his teammates. And the fact that his future is still in doubt, he could go as a Bosman at the end of the season, is also testament to his professionalism. David Bentley wasn't happy about not making the 18. He left before kick-off, but he's been on the bench the last 5 times he's been fit, and when he's come on he hasn't given what he can give. He's a talented player, but the consistency hasn't been there. Alex McLeish had been looking for the likes of him, Alex Hleb, Obafemi Martins to be their game changers. They've not done it, so he's gone back to a tried and trusted formula of people who are consistent. They'll put it in and they'll dig out and grind out results, which, as I think we mentioned on Blues View a couple of weeks back, if Blues are going to get out of trouble, it's going to be down to those players ultimately.
And just a little look ahead again now, Newcastle, and there's a couple of other key games. Which are the points that are most important here for you? Newcastle away, I think it's Fulham coming up as well.
I've just had it in my mind, Brad, is that the Fulham game will be the one that I think Birmingham will need to win that one to be 100% sure, and probably it's good for them in so much that Fulham maybe now be on the beach, they're safe, although they are a very good team, but I just have this feeling about Newcastle, it's a sort of venue that Birmingham will go to, but I'm not so sure that they can come away with anything. You just don't know. I mean, with the other games this weekend, they could afford to lose both but still stay up. You just don't know. It's that sort of season, but they do have to concentrate on their own form, their own game, and I think as long as they stop making daft mistakes and they stay solid, then they should be okay.
Okay, Colin, well thanks for that today. Nervy times ahead there for Birmingham City. We'll be back again next week with more Blues View.